welcome to the Truth Booth for Two. I'm Peta, as you all know, and there's my sis Marie. So, what are we going to talk about today, sis?
Well, good morning, sis. We are going to be talking about marriage.
Oh, the fun stuff.
Yes, all the fun stuff. Um, do you want to
We'll start with
start?
yours because mine takes forever. I have more than one.
Okay, so me and my husband, we met when we were in middle school. We met on a bus. His cousin was driving the bus that I would get on. Um, he would get on the bus with his cousin because he didn't go to school where I went to school. He went to school in Phoenix and then went up to, you know, the small town that I was living in. Well, we had a game that night and he went with his cousin to the game. And I was already in a relationship with somebody. Well, kind of. We were on and off at that time. And he just sat on the bus with me and he looked at me and he goes, "What's your name?" And we talked or whatever. And then I was like, "Okay, well, you can move seats." Because I didn't want to talk to him. I just wanted to be left alone.
Oh
Well, he ended up kissing me and I was like, "Yeah, no." Yeah.
my God.
On the bus. And the next day, he got on the bus with his cousin again. And he's like, "Hey," and trying to talk to me. I was like, "No, like, no." Well, he ended up working at the same he moved up to our small town, ended up working at the same, store with my uncle in it, and I
Mm.
told my cousin, I was like, "That's the guy that kissed me on the bus," and she's like, "Hey," and got his attention. I dipped down. I was like, "No, you don't do that." So I ran out of the store and didn't go back.
I've never heard this story.
Yeah, so and then a few years later, I was looking for a job and he was a manager at Dairy Queen. And I go in, I get hired. Well, he comes into work and I was like, "Fuck. You've got to be kidding
Oh,
me." And he's like, "I know you." And I was like, "No, you don't." So I just started
uh,
doing my own thing, right? And I'm a klutz. Like I spill everything. I fall, I trip. Like I can trip over my own feet. Well, I spilled the chocolate syrup in the walk-in freezer. It was
oh
all
my God.
over. And he looked at me and this other guy handed his hand, had his hand out for me to take. And I was like, "Yeah, no." Those eyes, he's telling me, like, if you take that motherfucker's hand, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. So I grabbed from my husband's hand and, you know, he got me out of the freezer. Well, he was having a hard day. And I knew I loved him from the day that I met him on the bus. Like, I knew. I just
Yeah.
I didn't want that, right? Because my life is a shit show. It was when I was growing up and I didn't want him part of it. Well, I didn't know his life was the same as mine. And he was having a hard time and he broke down and he's like, I think his mom, like his mother, she was being a cunt that day.
Okay.
And I don't know, but he's like, "Well, what the fuck? I'm just gonna go out and do what I'm gonna do and get high and whatever." And I was like, "You're so fucking stupid that you don't see that somebody loves you and they're standing right in front of you."
Mm.
And he's like, "What?" I was like, "I love you and you don't even know it." So I go home and then he calls and he's like, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" Mind you, I'm like, I just got off of work. I don't know where all my clothes are, so I'm throwing clothes all in my room, like trying to find nice clothes to go out in. And he comes up and his cousin, we knew his cousin because his cousin had kids with my ex best friend. They had
Mm.
twins. And um his cousin was not a good guy.
Right.
Heavy into drugs, abusive, shit like that. Well, my mom met him and she's like, "Do you have family up here?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he told her his cousin's name and she's like, "Yeah, no, you're not dating him." And I was like, "I'm gonna do what I want." So we started dating, and then his grandma, I love her to death. She was an amazing woman. At first, she gave me a hard time. Like,
Ah,
she did
yes.
not like me. He had another child, he had a little girl when we first started dating. She was a beautiful little girl. And they wanted him to go with the baby mama. He's like, I don't love her. Well, they didn't like me because they thought I took him from her. And that's not the
Yeah.
case. He just didn't want to be with her. So, anyways, they would come up and try to get, him to go with her. Well, he left. He left the house. He was on probation. He's like, I'm gone. He left and he come to my house and he's like, hey, I'm a runaway basically and I'm on probation. I was like, I
Yep.
got you. You're good. Nobody's going to come here. And we lived on property, so they didn't come out there. Well, I hid him out until his 18th birthday. I don't condone it. Don't do it. It's against the law.
Eh, we don't condone that.
No.
Oh,
So I hit him out. Well, I come home from work and he's like, let's get married. Okay.
oh my God. Okay.
So we go down. His birthday was the 20th, and we went down on the 21st and we got married. And then he
Wow.
graduated high school the next day.
It's a threefer.
Yeah. So, and we've been married for 23 years, and our marriage is not all sunshine and rainbows. We've had hard times. We've had drug and fuse fights. We've had, well, he would drink and be an asshole, like it was not all fun and games,
No.
and
Peaches and cream.
yeah, we have 3 beautiful children and we are still married, still going strong,
Yeah.
but it's taken us years
Yeah.
to actually understand one another. And our fights
Mm,
now are not as toxic as they were.
I know.
And when I say toxic, I mean this man, I ran him over with my vehicle. I shot
Mhm.
him with a paintball gun. I shot him in the butt, stabbed him, hit him with a cast iron skillet. And I do not condone violence, so don't
No,
don't do that.
no. Violence is not the answer.
This is this is just what went on in my marriage. But we learned, from that, and we knew that
Yeah.
that's not
Well,
right.
and you guys were young too when you started.
Oh
So,
yeah, he was 18 and I was 15 when I got married to him. And
yeah.
yes, my mother signed, Jerry signed for me to get married. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it
So did,
was a runaway thing, got married. No.
no.
But and we're happy. It's just it took years for us to understand, hey, we need to communicate and not put our hands on one another.
Yeah.
Because marriage is not a walk in the park by any means. Marriage is hard, and trying to learn that through the years and even growing up together. We grew up together. He was 18, I was
Yeah.
15. We were parents by the time I was 16.
Yeah.
And growing up and learning what triggers each other, that's hard, but we learned it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
into that age too, you want to push each other's buttons here and there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I'm not speaking for your relationship, but I know most when you're young, you want to push those buttons and hard.
Yep.
And you push those buttons, girl. I tell you. Oh.
My husband is a trip, and you guys will hear him. He was on the phone on our episode yesterday. He called me in the middle of us
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
That man,
Oh, he's a trip.
he is.
Yeah.
And
He's really cool. I like her husband.
yeah, he's amazing. He's an amazing person, human being. I love him. He's my best friend.
Yeah. And you two are like awesome together. Even when they're in the, like, I watch them when they're in the same room and they're, you know what I mean? Like, there's no animosity, there's no resentment, there's none of that. Like, it's love and it's sweet.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah. Love it.
That's our marriage, and we've learned that over the years, and we've stuck it out over the years. We've done some stupid shit, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And but we're still here. and he
Yeah,
supports everything that I do, and I support everything that he does.
that's true. He is really supportive.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's very supportive. It's amazing.
Yep.
And so are you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of his dogs, all of our dogs.
Oh my God. All the dogs.
Ugh.
As we speak, mine's laying here beside me, looking at me like, what are we doing today, Mom?
All right, sis. It's your
Okay, so
turn.
I have two marriages, and I was never gonna get married at all. Legalized prostitution. It wasn't gonna happen. I was against that. Ah, oh my God. So I'm gonna share the similarities between both of my husbands. Okay, and these are freaky. So they were both in the program. They were both younger than me. They were both taller than me. They were both blonde. Their names both started with a G, and they were both Capricorns. The similarity between these two men, they looked really close together, like it was like bizarre, and like just weird. Oh yeah, and both marriages lasted 6 months. So, so yeah, the first one, I'm not. I think I told you privately what I found out he was doing,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna share that just because it's so you know when you hear news and you go blank and everything around you stops moving.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. So this is going to be raw. Um, but we were we were getting married June, and December the cops showed up to have him arrested. And I'm like, why are you getting arrested? We weren't married yet. And so this is really hard to say. Um, anyway, so he legally we weren't married yet, so he didn't have to didn't have to tell me.
Yeah.
So all I heard was prank phone calls from work, and I'm like, you don't get arrested for prank phone calls at work. And then I found out that it was on a cell phone. So he used to work at a golf course at night, cleaning it up and security and stuff. So they had found a cell phone, and it was from Japan. I guess there was a big group thing that had gone down there, and they were making prank phone calls off it. Him and the guys at work, which I think is, I mean, stupid.
Yeah.
Jesus, Murphy, what are you doing? He's one of those guys that would act the age of the people he's around, and these were all like 17, 18-year-old kids, and he was in his 30s. So, like, what are you doing, right? And that's all I heard the whole time. I tried to talk to his lawyer. I tried to, nothing. I got no information. So court was set 2 weeks before our wedding date. And he was like, no, I don't want you to come. And I'm like, well, good luck with that. That's not fucking happening. I'm going to fucking court because I know you're lying to me one way or another. And we go and I'm sitting in the back of the room, like the very back of the room. And he pleaded guilty. So there was no argument. And when they plead guilty, they have to explain everything that they've done.
Yeah.
So they have to go over and they have to explain what they've done. They're not just pleading and walking. It doesn't work that way. And he stood up there and admitted to making sexually harassment phone calls to our 12-year-old babysitter.
Oh my God.
And then they played the tapes because this girl was smart. Oh, she was a smart cookie. She figured out who it was because he'd been making these phone calls for weeks. I had no idea of any of this. Like I literally had no clue because he would do it from work. First off, and he would do it from the landline at work.
Oof.
Dude, you're gonna get like, did you not know I was crying?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna know, anyway. So she started recording everything. And smart. He tried to get her. So he physically didn't get a hold of her. Okay, he didn't touch her physically. He just harassed her on this phone and whatever. But the thing that sucked with me is I don't know in my head if he ever would have.
Yeah.
That's my thing. he tried to get her to leave the house at like, I think it was like 10 o'clock, and meet him down at the end of the street. He claimed to be a boy in her class, um, and that kind of thing. She said no. Now, if she had said yes,
Yeah.
would he have been there, or would he? That question sits in the back of your mind. When I heard this, and then oh my God, sitting there in court, and this is all coming out, and I'm sitting in the back going, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And the lawyer points to me at the back and goes, and his fiance standing here behind him. And I said, like, fuck I am. And they got up and walked out of the room. Like, I just like fuck, don't throw me into this mix, And I went out and I sat on this bench sitting outside, and I was there until it was done. He didn't go to jail. He didn't get put, to me, okay. To me, he still, as far as I'm concerned, he belongs on the register list.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't, making prank phone calls or not, you don't do that. Okay,
No.
the things that he said to her were like bad. I don't even know if I could say them on a podcast.
Yeah.
Like they were nasty. So he come out to the bench and he sat down beside me, and I was just like flabbergasted. Like I couldn't speak. I couldn't coherently make sentence. Like I was just like, what the fuck? And we get in the car, drive home. Now, mind you, this is 2 weeks before our wedding.
Yeah.
People had showed up from out of town, long fucking distance, to come to our wedding. And at the time, I was a good little girl. You do as you're told.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I'm not making excuses for whatever, but I did walk down the aisle, and knowing this.
Yeah.
So, and I think I mentioned to you before, I walked down the aisle crying.
Yep.
Everybody figured it was all happy tears. I was so excited, and I was like making the biggest mistake of my life, and I fucking knew it. I knew it. I was making a mistake. Couldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's hard to reconcile in a marriage. And it took me 6 months to figure out that I just couldn't do this. This was not, this was not a good thing.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that one. And that one was the hard one. My second marriage, same basic kind of guy, but not in a bad way. Right now. It's my second one. He actually messaged me, I think 3-4 days ago, drunk as drunk. I'm sure he's drunk. I guarantee he's drunk because he don't talk to me unless he's drunk. But if he could get his head out of his ass and he could get sober and clean, we would still be married to this day.
Yeah.
And we would have a loving marriage, and everything would be fine. He's the sweetest man. He's funny. My engagement thing was from him. He brought me his phone and he put it in front of me, and there was this goofy fucking picture of him in a jersey, and he made this Dobby looking head on it, right? And I'm laughing at my best friends in the room, and I'm laughing at the picture, and I'm going, oh my God, that's funny. And he's going, Kim. I said, what? He goes, the picture. I said, yeah, it's funny. I'm laughing at it. He goes, no, read it. I'm like, there's words. Right? And then I look at the words and it says, well, you married me. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And he did it in a way that I would like, which was funny.
Yeah.
He's a great man. He cleans, he cooks, he's just troubled with, he had an incident when he was younger. And again, that's not my story to tell, but it really messed him up.
Yeah.
And if he could stay clean and sober, literally to this day, like I told him, yeah, I love you. The other day, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But you're drunk.
Yeah.
I can't have anything to do with you. You messed up my sobriety, and I can't have that. And it was hard to kick him out.
Yeah.
I found out. It was like 6 months after we got married. He had taken 40 clonazepam to walk down the aisle. And I'm telling you, sis, you wouldn't have had a clue that he took that. He looked normal. Like I look at the wedding video, he looks normal.
A functioning addict. That's what he was. Was a functioning addict.
I watched this man take 172 Lyrica in one shot. right? Took him, and then he's laying in bed wanting cheesy bread. Like, how are you not?
Dead.
How are you not right? Like, I thought for sure he was choking on it. I had to stop him from choking on it. And it was just, but that marriage, aside from that, that marriage was very functional, very loving. Um, Everybody loved him, and even to this day, my bestie says, "Oh, I'd be happy as pie if you two could get back together."
Yeah.
Um,
And this is the
I just
second marriage, not the first one.
this is my
Not
second one.
the
Yeah, my second one. Sorry, yeah, we have to verify that. Yeah,
yeah.
second guys. Um, it was a very good marriage aside from that, and it affected my sobriety. So I couldn't. He wasn't the type though to lay hands, although I was.
Yeah.
I would lay hands, he would not. Like that would be my go-to kind of thing. I got into his face one day and I said, "You better get out of this fucking house," or I'm talking inches from his face, and he was like, "Oh, shit, I'm fucking out of here," Um, I'm only 5'3", but we little ones are
Oh
tough,
yeah.
you know. But so I don't have experiences in good marriages except for watching yours. My mother was married 3 times. My foster mother was married once, or sorry, twice, but I didn't see her second one. But her first one, well, I don't want to go off topic, but he was doing things and she was allowing it.
Yeah.
And that's not a healthy marriage to me.
No.
So I really don't have that example of what a good marriage looks like. So I think that's why I have 2 failed ones.
Yeah.
And it does suck and it's upsetting, but I'm not allowed to get married again, apparently.
No. No.
No. The
No, you're not.
family has told me no.
Yeah.
So,
No.
no marriages for PETA.
And going back onto your second marriage, we don't condone that. She
No.
she got married because that's what she was told to do by her family. And you'll
Right.
understand later on through the episodes why. Trust me, you will.
Yeah.
But we don't condone that.
No. I would not suggest in any way, shape, or form you marry somebody that has those
Traits.
tendencies.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Don't get married into an unhealthy relationship. I just did not have the coping tools to be able to speak for myself and do what I wanted to do as opposed to what I should have done.
Yeah.
So you learn about that, definitely about us and how things go. But that's why I love you and your hubby, because give me some positives. What marriage is supposed to look like.
Yeah. See, and I really didn't have like Jerry, my mother Jerry, she she was married so many damn times. So many times. To count, she was married twice to my sperm donor, and then to my stepfather, and then to a man in prison that unalived people, and then to the guy that helped her unalive herself. So, and she was still married to my sperm donor and still got married to these other people. So I didn't have, I didn't have a good, um, oh yeah, she was what is it? A bigamist? She's gone.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it now, right? But she didn't give a flying fuck. She was, honestly, I think Jerry was a narcissist. And
Yes.
my side of the family is probably going to hear this and they're probably going to be pissed off. I don't care. Kick rocks. Like, I give a shit.
Yep. Yep.
And trust me, all your secrets are coming out too. So just saying. No,
You'll
but
never guess who messaged me just now.
your ex.
Husband number 2.
Oh, fuck me.
Literally just messaged me as we speak. So he's drinking early this morning.
Oh yeah, he is. But no, I had my grandparents to look at. My grandparents were married. I think don't quote me on this. I think they were married for 56 years or longer.
Okay.
And my grandpa, when my grandpa passed away, my grandma, she lost it. I think my grandma died of a broken heart on top of her medical reasons. But yeah, she the day that she passed away, she didn't even know who I was. Like at first she knew who I was, but in the end she didn't. And I remember her looking at me and being like, your dad's here to get me. And we knew that it was grandpa there to get
Yeah.
her, but we knew. And their love story was amazing. Like, they were married young. My grandma was married at, I think it was like 14. My grandpa was 18, or my grandma was 15 and my grandpa was 18. Like, that's how long their marriage went. And my grandma had a lot of kids, but, only four survived.
Right.
And they went through a lot of hard shit, you know,
Yeah.
back then. And they still survived.
Yeah.
But my
I mean,
grandparents,
back in the day when you got married, you worked on it. I want to say that as much as a lot of people hate the 50s,
mhm,
40s, 50s, 60s, you know what I mean? I understand that, but you did work on them.
yeah.
And now people go, oh, well, I'll just find another one online.
Yeah,
They
and
don't,
you don't do
the
that.
relationships are disposable. They're not worked on anymore.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that me and my husband, we wanted to throw in the towel many of times, right? We're just like, yeah, no. But when we started to understand one another, and this is what worked for us, we started to understand one another. We went to therapy, and we also put God into our marriage. Like,
Right.
God first. You, and I can't stress that enough. Like, you, and a lot of people are like, well, women have to obey their husbands and this, like that. No, no, you don't. I get that
No.
it's in the Bible, but no, it's your your marriage is literally 100 and 100. It's not 50-50. It's not 10-15. It's not
No.
90-90. It's you're both putting in the work to keep your marriage
Yeah.
going. And if you can't and you see it 50-50, what are you doing? Because it's not
Yeah.
like that. It's you both work on it, and that's how it's supposed to be. It's not just one's supposed to give more to the other and the other one just gives this one. That's not how it
Yeah.
is.
No. And I think a lot of people see that as the financial aspect of it too,
Yeah.
50-50, or, I, and a lot of people were going to get mail for this one. I, I'm a very bad feminist.
Mm.
Okay. I don't do that. you know, I mean, I like the choices that they can make, but when it comes to marriage, um, it has ruined what a good marriage is. Look at the marriages that were started in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Look at them;
Yep.
they're still there,
Yeah.
and they still love each other. They may, have moments where they don't like each other, but you don't have to like your partner all the time.
No.
There's a key. You're gonna love that person regardless, but you don't have to like them all
Yep.
the time. I talked to a fellow of mine, a friend of mine in a program once, and he's celebrating his 20 something anniversary. I can't remember now. And I said to him, I said, "How the hell did you do that? Like, really? How did you do?" you know? And he said to me, he says, "Well, we didn't always like each other." He says, "And when we didn't like each other, we would focus on something that we did together, like they had a business."
Yeah.
So they would run that business together until they were able to love each other again.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the best pieces of advice. Of course, my marriage lasted 6 months after that, so obviously it didn't work. But that was my first one, and I had good reason to end that marriage. So, um, but you don't see marriages like this anymore.
No.
Anywhere anymore.
Don't.
There's a 7-year itch now.
Yeah.
For 7 years, you want to change it. My mom's was the 4-year itch. She had a 4-year thing. Every 4 years, she had to change something. Like, oh, oh.
Yeah.
So,
Marriage is hard to work on, and you either you know where you stand in your marriage, and you learn to work through it, like me and
yeah,
my husband have. We've had differences, and we
yeah,
used to shout at each other, we used to throw things at each other, and we used to put our hands on one another. But now our arguments are like, what the fuck are you thinking? Or
yeah,
what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's our marriage now, and we understand it, and we don't yell at each other. We don't put our hands on one another. We tell each other, "Hey, you're being a dick or you're being a bitch," and then we fix it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Cuz that's what you do. You don't just throw in the towel. If you love somebody and you're deeply in love with them, my husband is my soulmate, and he
yeah,
always has been. He is my other half. And I rather be around my husband 24/7 than be around anybody else because
Yeah.
that's my best friend. And
You two are so cute together, though, too.
yeah, and he's everything to me. And we understand one another and it's taken time, but we've learned it. And that's what I
Yeah.
love about it. And we're still here, we're still doing it, and no matter what, we're still
Yeah.
going to get through any differences that we have.
I realize. Oh,
You're good.
I'm realizing that as we do these, we're finding the differences that we have.
Yeah.
Like you and I get along like no other, but we have a lot of differences in our lives that make this podcast fun.
Yeah.
To be honest, you have a long-lasting marriage. I have had two that talk. You know, the other episodes we've talked about. You've got the chaos. I've got the calm,
Yeah.
and the only we did have our drug addiction thing was the same.
Yeah.
So that was very very much the same. But we do have a lot of differences, and I like that.
Yeah. And we feed off of
Just
one
noticing
another.
that.
That's the thing, is we feed off of one another, and
That's true.
it's it's the we're not sisters by blood, but we've chosen each other to be sisters. And we love each other and we'll protect one another no matter what. And
Yeah,
we feed off of one another because we're both empaths, and
yeah,
we s- we know, where we stand, and we both have the same values. Don't lie to us. Don't lie.
yeah. Oh,
That's
that's my major rule.
Yeah,
Don't lie to me. You can
don't
do
lie to
anything
me.
else just about, but don't fucking lie to me.
Yeah, don't lie, don't steal, don't fuck with my family.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And we'll get into the whole lying situation. We've actually booted some friends over that,
Yeah.
and recently too. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, um,
Yeah.
but just remember, be kind to each other always.
Yes. Be kind and safe.
Yep. And you never know what the day brings. If you're having a bad day, just smile and say hi to people because they can be having a worse day than you.
Right.
So, well, thanks, sis, for coming and talking, and I love you.
I love you, sis. Thanks for starting this with me. That's awesome. I'm glad we're doing it.
Me too. Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you.